Hello, welcome back to another Beatles review, and this time I'm reviewing Help. So Help is the fifth studio album by the Beatles, and this was released on the 6th of August 1965. And half of this album is the soundtrack to their second feature film of the same name. So 7 of the 14 songs on this album were from the movie, and the movie is great. I love the film. Yeah, I possibly prefer it to A Hard Day's Night, but I don't know. But I love both movies anyway. So we're going to go through the tracks. So I'll give you my thoughts on each one. So it opens up with the iconic title track, Help. And I mean, who doesn't know this song? It's just a fantastic song. It's a Beatles classic. And this was John Lennon's cry for help. He was going through a bad time at this time, and he was becoming insecure. So this was his cry for help. But yeah, it's a fantastic song. It's a masterpiece, and it's the second single from the album. Track 2 is The Night Before, and this is a great song. This was also in the movie, and I love this song. This is the first use of an electric piano on a Beatles song, and yeah, Paul McCartney sings lead vocals on this one. Fantastic lyrics. Yeah, great song. Track 3 is a John song, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, and this one's very Dylan-esque. It's an acoustic song, and yeah, it's fantastic lyrics, and it also has a flute on it as well. So it's the first use of a flute on a Beatles song. But yeah, it's a great song, and it's a classic. And yeah, I like the part where it was used in the film. Track 4 is the George Harrison song, I Need You. I think, yeah, George wrote this. Yeah, I think he wrote this. Yes, he did. And yeah, this is a great song, and I love the guitar effect. The effect that he uses on his guitar, it's just absolutely brilliant. And it's got some really nice lyrics and some nice backing vocals from John and Paul. This is great. I think this is when George was coming into his own as a songwriter. Track 5 is Another Girl. This is a Paul McCartney vocal. Yeah, this is a great song. It's got some lyrics are a bit dodgy, but yeah, it's got some great guitar, great vocal by Paul. And then track 6 is You're Gonna Lose That Girl. And this is probably my favourite song on the album. It's a John Lennon vocal. And I love the background vocals from Paul McCartney. And love the bongos on here as well. And I just love the lyrics. It's basically about a man telling his friend that if he doesn't pay attention to his girlfriend or treat her right, he's going to lose her. So yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. And then track 7 is the classic Ticket to Ride, the iconic guitar. And some credit this as the first heavy metal song. Don't know why. I definitely don't agree, but it's a fantastic song. Great lyrics, as most of you would know. Yeah, and this was the first single released just before the album. Help was the second single. And yeah, so that's all the songs from the movie. So all the songs after this are the ones that were not in the film. So track 8 is a cover song by Johnny Russell, and this is Act Naturally. And this one has Ringo on vocals. So this is like a country song, but I really like this song. You know, it's fun. I always love Ringo songs. They're just so catchy, so just great fun. So yeah, I like Act Naturally. Track 9 is It's Only Love. It's John Lennon on vocals, and this is a great song. And this is actually a song that John Lennon is not proud of. He actually hates this song. But I love it. I love the lyrics. I love the effect on the guitar as well. George Harrison uses a tremolo effect on his guitar, vibration effect, and yeah, it's ahead of its time. This was 1965, and they're using some really creative sound effects. It's just fantastic. And track 10 is You Like Me Too Much. This is another one written and sung by George Harrison. And yeah, this is a great song. Yeah, I love the use of electric piano by George Martin. Yeah, great song. Track 11 is Tell Me What You See. And yeah, I love this song. I love the harmonies with John Lennon and Paul McCartney. I love the use of electric piano, the tambourine. Absolutely marvellous. Track 12 is the Paul McCartney song, I've Just Seen a Face. This is a great song. It's an acoustic song. So yeah, I think this is the first Beatles song where it's completely unplugged. Like, Paul doesn't even play his bass on here. He plays acoustic guitar, and George and John also play acoustic guitars. So yeah, it's completely acoustic. There's no bass on here. But yeah, it's a great song, great lyrics. And Paul McCartney still performs this song at his live concerts. And then track 13 is the classic Yesterday. Who doesn't know Yesterday? This is a classic, beautiful, slow acoustic song. This was the first Beatles song that only featured one member of the band. Paul McCartney is the only Beatle that's on here. The others are not on here. It's just Paul McCartney, his vocals, and he's playing his acoustic guitar. And then there's some string arrangements by George Martin, so violins and cellos. It's beautiful. And this is one of the most covered songs. I think the one that I know about is the version by Wet Wet Wet, which I'm not a big fan of Wet Wet Wet, and I don't particularly like their version very much. But the Beatles version is brilliant, and this should have been released as a single. It was released as a single in America, but in the UK it wasn't. So yeah, and then we come to the closing track, and this is probably the only Beatles song that I'm not particularly a fan of. This is Dizzy Miss Lizzie, and it's a cover song this is a Larry Williams song. And yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of this song. I really hate to say it because it's the Beatles, and I don't really dislike any Beatles song, but this is probably the only one. It's not the song as a whole. I mean, I love John Lennon's vocal performance is great. It's just got such a piercing guitar tone on it all the way through the song. It's just repetitive, and it's just kind of an earworm to me. It's just the piercing guitar throughout. That's what I don't particularly like. But John's vocals are great. You know, I want to like this song. I mean, if it wasn't for that like repetitive guitar lick all the way through, then I probably would love this song. So yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of this song. So yeah, so that's my review of Help. And Help is, it's just another fantastic album, and I really wanted to give this a 10 out of 10. I really did, but because I'm not a big fan of the last track on the album, I couldn't give it a 10 out of 10 because of that. So I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. It's still a fantastic album, and I love it. I love all the Beatles albums, really. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that review, and yeah, then my next review will be Rubber Soul. So take care.